See? It's not working. It's because I am Argentinian. It's a joke, of course. Or no. Okay, I can do it from here. Also. ¿Qué hago? Me lo pasan ustedes. Yo les hago así si quieren. Okay. Can I ask you for a glass of water? Oh, sorry. Okay. If it's work. Okay, thank you very much. 1 minute. Yes, okay, thank you. Okay, no have a problem. Okay, all right. Okay, perfect. Well, good morning, everyone. It is an honor to be here today representing the legislature of the city of Buenos Aires. Thank you, Luis. I don't know where is Luis. Okay, thank you, Luis, and the team of Bússola Tech for this invitation. And thank you to the authorities of the Legislative Assembly of Rio Grande do Norte, Rio Grande do Sul, pardon, de Natal. And of course, to my colleagues, do North. Okay, pardon, sorry. Okay, here we are, Democracy for the 21st Century, Innovation and Modernization for a Better Representation. It is a question for us, for all of us. In our view, modernization is not merely a technical aspiration, it is a democratic obligation. Today, I would like to share with you our journey and key initiatives that are reshaping how we legislate in a more open, inclusive, and participatory way. And that's another inspirational quote. Modernization is not a technical goal, it is a democratic responsibility. These are the thematic lines that are we going to see through my dissertation. This is the context of the city of Buenos Aires. In 1996, the city of Buenos Aires adopted its own constitution. This gave it autonomous status as if it were another province of the 24 that we have in our country. The city legislature so ceased to be a deliberative council and became a legislature. This change, of course, was a turning point, granting us the legal and institutional tools to innovate from within. Okay, this is the Legislative Palace. I don't know which one of my colleagues showed some of I think it was Will, that showed some slides from the legislature. And I think it would be an addition to my presentation because, as you can see, it's an historical place. So the legislature operates from the historic Legislative Palace, and this building has been modernized to combine tradition and innovation, offering the infrastructure needed to support a 21st century parliament. One of the most important times in our modernization was imposed by the special needs generated by the pandemic times, as you can, I thought you experience also. And as Luis said in one of the sessions before, and I did here, I think also at the assembly, we implemented some processes in order to conduct this session in less than 15 days. I think that this assembly was 20 days. It takes to operate regularly, with the eruption of the COVID. This is our house, giving you more context. This is the House of Representatives, is one only chamber. There are 60 legislators, one president, which is the deputy head of government, and 3 vice presidents, the first, the second, and the third. And of course, the first vice president is, it's like an extra, sorry, in charge. Also, the president, which is the lady in the middle, well, I will share this presentation later. Her name is Clara Mucio. She's also the deputy head of the government of our city of Buenos Aires. And of course, she comes with the support of the 3 vice presidents. All the legislators vote using the electronic fingerprint system, and the quorum is obtained through a weight detection system, I don't know if it's the properly word, on the legislators' seats. As far as you can see, if my memory, I'm sorry, oh my God, ahí está. Okay. This is, they vote with the fingerprint, and each of that seats that you can see in the red circle, they have like a special system which, when they sit on their seats, detect the quorum, and it's enough to operate. Okay, I didn't introduce myself. Well, I am going to do that right now. I am a lawyer. I study international law. I work at the government since, I don't know, many years, I think 15 years. And I am professor at the University of Buenos Aires also. I teach human rights and law. So, let's continue with the modernization axis. We have structured our modernization efforts around 3 axes, which, as you can see, the first one is transparency, the second one is accessibility and inclusion, and the last one is citizen participation. The most important things about each of them is the transparency, of course, is the main actor, and a modern parliament welcomes being watched but also understood. If we have to talk about accessibility and inclusion, modernization and democracy also means that it will ensure the access for people with disabilities, rural communities, and diverse populations. Like you said, I teach human rights, like I said before, no one left behind. And the last one, which is citizen participation, of course that citizens are not spectators, they are participants, because the legislators are there because of them. So, the 4 pathways that lead our transformation was firstly the open data portal that we are going to see each of them in a few minutes. But these 4 pathways lead the way for us and the administrative structure and also the political structure. I am not political. I am not political. I'm technical. I am technical, so it's like I work for a lot of legislators, and I work for the national government also. And I never have been in a political party. So, bueno, the first one, transparency and open data. Transparency is not optional, of course. It's our baseline, and it should be the baseline for all the parliaments, in my opinion, of course. This is my opinion. Through open data portals, proactive disclosure, and digital traceability, we make it possible for citizens to access, monitor, and understand public information in real time. That's the website of the legislature. I translate some parts, but not everyone, not all. And the key words for me, they are accessibility, accountability, and usability. Okay, this is the same, but okay, you can, the source is legislatura.gov.ar. Sorry, there, okay. Okay. And here you are the data sets that you can see if you scroll down into this website, the collaborators, advisors, and the temporary and permanent staff. If you are going to ask me at the end of my dissertation about the salaries, no, they are not published. But each of the legislators had to present annual report about the salary and the properties and the investment that they did. The office, one of the goals of the main principles of transparency is like the OIP, which is the Office of Public Integrity, which is responsible for the sworn statement of legislators and general directors like me. I have presented the last one. Okay, this is one of the newest microsites created to upload all the information related to them. The access to information. Okay, we have a law, that is the law 104, which guarantees the right of any person, any citizen, to access public information held by government bodies. This is about the city of Buenos Aires, but there is a national law, which is another number, of course. Right to access, do you have some highlights? Right to access, response time, free access, and the proactive transparency, which is related to the main principle that I said before. This is the online formulary. Okay. This is the accessibility and inclusion, and modernization, of course, legislative modernization, must include everyone. We are committed to making the legislative process accessible to people with disabilities, like I said before, linguistic minorities, and residents of remote neighborhoods. Inclusion is built into everything we do or we try to do. We have workshops, we have training courses. We also believe that representation and multiple voice is very good for democracy. After pandemics, this is a word that is not mine. It belongs to another Director General, which is Eugenia, and gave me this information. The public library, as you can see, there are 4 languages. And you have a virtual tour if you want to visit the site later. There is a catalog online also. And, okay, going back to the gender equality and inclusion, this is related to the composition of the chamber, which is 50% women and 50% men, according to the gender parity law number 3334 of the government of the city of Buenos Aires, and that was the screenshot of the first news about the first year, 2019, was the first year when where gender parity was achieved. When you have more gender equality, inclusions, okay. If you have any questions, I have no problem if you can interrupt me. No questions? Okay. Why do we care? First of all, because our national constitution says so, and also because the 3 beautiful pictures that are watching, international conventions, democratic principles, and human rights law. Modernization without inclusion is not a real democracy, in my opinion. And the community involvement also is democracy. We promote the community involvement throughout the policy cycle. We have public hearings. I don't know if you have them here. I think yes, because it's like one chamber, and you have the main sanction of the law, and then a public hearing, and then the same chamber made the final decision. And then it's a law. Training courses, we have a lot. We have an institute, and a special institute, who has another microsite, the ILSP. It's for the legislators, of course, for the advisors and the community also. And it's open to the public. And if you are interested in some of the courses, you can contact me later. And of course, I will give you the facilities to enter to the site and to do the course. So, these 4 axes, or these 4 principles, transparency, accessibility, participation, and training, are more than institutional goals. They are commitments to freedom, equity, and dignity of every citizen's voice. Okay, this is interesting because I think it is common in each of our countries. We have observed an evolution in citizen engagement, especially accelerated by the pandemic. Virtual tools now complement in-person participation, and our platforms are seeing record levels of interactions, as far as you can see in the picture. Well, here we are, the challenges, risks, and opportunities on modernization and inclusion. First of the C, which is challenges, institutional resistance to change. Of course, I think this is the presentation, these slides, reminds me the Sean, because when we talk about the budget limitations and the institutional resistance to change, I think these are more or less something like that. And I put other between inverted commas because always there are priorities. Even us as human beings, we have priorities, and it's not that we don't have time. We have priorities, yes, and we know that. So in the legislature, there are political priorities. I am not political, but there are. And that one, I couldn't put that into a risk, in the field that risk, but I think it is a challenge. Because the politics is changing every time, and this is a problem. For Argentina, I mean, it's a big problem. One of the risks, exclusion, of course, because if the modernization processes are not inclusive, are not democratic, or marginalize some groups, could be left out of new participatory mechanisms. Another risk could be over-reliance on technology that maybe we can trust, like, I don't know if it was Roberto said, in the artificial intelligence. I love ChatGPT, I'm sorry, but I am going to try Copilot after this conference. And because Roberto said that it's more trustable. And efficiency like an opportunity, no? Innovation in representation. Artificial intelligence, data analytics, and participatory platforms can help to tailor the legislative work more closely to citizens' needs. Well, questions? Oh, I'm very good. 25. Okay, I have. Yes, yes, Martin, please.
I know it's not your field
Mm-hmm.
in particular, but are you aware of some projects regarding Thank you. It's weird to ask you in English, but because we speak
Yes, of
Spanish
course.
every day. No, I wanted to know, I know that it's not your particular field, but because you do a lot of stuff, but I was curious to know if there are any projects that are bring to discussion regarding the use of these new technologies to do some modernizations in the draft of laws, or if we are thinking in using artificial intelligence to accelerate some processes. That's.
Thank you, Martin, for your question in English. No, not really, but I think we can work on that. But as I said before, I am director of international relations, so there are several directions, and one of them is the IT direction, which is the responsible for lead that kind of projects. But I think it would be great because I think the artificial intelligence would be an asset if it is correctly used. So, well, keep in touch. Maybe we have some news in the next Bússola Tech conference. Okay, thank you, Martin. Another question? Yes, of course. Luis, be careful. I know your questions. It's like a skip intro. No, I'm joking.
My question to you would be, I know your domain is international relations, but let's focus on internal relations in Argentina between the provinces.
Okay.
So how is the exchange of information between the Legislature of Buenos Aires and the other subnational legislatures in Argentina? I mean, we heard the amazing experience here from the United States, from Canada as well. I know a little bit from Brazil. How is it in Argentina? Do you have an association? Do you centralize at the university these discussions? How do you do that? And I know the discussion on AI is very strong with your partnership with Ron Dios.
No, yes.
So
I know the answer. I can answer.
Yeah, so please.
No, please. No, go ahead.
Please, I'd like to hear your thoughts about how you're exchanging this kind of information inside Argentina with the other subnational legislatures. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Luis, for your question. It was to the point. Well, we have a network. We do have a network, and I used to collaborate with that. But it's too political, in my opinion. And it is composed by all the provinces, but the most of the provinces, there are 24, maybe the network is 18 provinces, which the name is Legislaturas Conectadas, see? It's like network connected, I don't know. But nowadays, it's like there is no director, but I think there is a lot to explore there. Maybe it's the next topic of our Bússola Tech conference, but that's the answer. I'm sorry, I have no more information. Thank you. Okay, another question? We are okay. Well, I didn't touch anything. Oh, photos, yes, of course. Me odian, they hate me. Okay, photos.
Since you work, the concept of the concepts that you are dealing with, I have the feeling, or I mean, at least from my perspective, that they're highly localized. What I mean by that is, in Africa, the concept of human rights might be different. In Europe, might be a little bit more advanced. In China, might be less advanced. In exist, I don't know. In the Americas, might be different. So the question is this possible to speak about universal approach to these to human rights, or I mean, since we are here at the subnational level, or do such decisions and discussions need to be made from the very beginning, localized and in every place?
Yes, thank you, Fotis, for your question. Yes, human rights also in Argentina was a topic or an area that was like monopolized by the former government, which it was an asset and it was also a problem. So nowadays at the city of Buenos Aires, you have a local relationship. We don't negotiate or we don't have agreements with another provinces or subnational parliaments. And of course, we don't talk about human rights. It is a federal, like a federal topic or a federal guidelines, yes? You know, but human rights is not, it's not one of the, I was talking with my colleague from Australia recently at the coffee break. He told me, I hope not to spoiler your presentation, but there is a human rights committee at the assembly, at the legislature, sorry, which take decisions or it's like an advisor to the whole chamber. We don't have that. We have a committee of human rights with files that have one topic, but it's not for all the legislators. It's only for the legislators that compose that committee. So we have a lot of work to do there. Yes. Thank you. Another question? Yes, of course, John. It's worse in the middle of the exposition. Sean.
Ornella, thank you for your presentation so far. You had some slides about your open data portal.
Yes.
It looked like by count, the portal had about 53 open data sets.
Yes.
So far. Are those provided voluntarily, or are the agencies, for lack of a better term, that contribute that data, are they required to post their data, have a plan for the expansion of data contribution? What are the plans for the future to expand this important resource?
Yes, thank you very much, Sean, for your question. These data sets, it's from inside the legislature, yes? It is provided by human resources, so it is our. But, of course, it's mandatory. See? It's not voluntary, yes? And I hope it's continue in the future like that. I don't know. I think I was exploring these data sets. It's not complete, as I know, but I don't know if we have plans about that because it's not my expertise. But when you sign the annual declaration, you have to put that one is public and the other one is private, and the publish is published into the website. Yes. No, you're welcome. Thank you. Okay. Any question? Okay. Let's continue. Oh, sorry. I'm going back to the last part. We are finishing. Don't worry. Please don't go. Okay. And this is my area. As I said, I am General Director of International Relations, and I have a dream. No, I try to put in agenda some topics that are not political, and it was really hard. I started to cry. No. In my area, we try to establish cooperation agreements with another subnational parliaments, but because we have a problem that we are a subnational and the Congress is like the whole attention, so we don't have a lot of faculties to make some agreements. But we try to exchange legal, procedural, and technological best practices, maybe with conferences, seminars, and events, academic events into the legislature. We can discuss later at lunch how it works. But we have some partnerships with universities and think tanks. Of course, the Australian University, which Martin represents here, Thank you, Martin, and Juan de Dios, who is not here, but he's one of the leaders of the partnership. We create legislative advisory networks. We signed an agreement with the Library of the National Congress of Chile, which was the lead pathway to create an office. I don't know if you know the Post in UK and the service of the Post, or the Oficina C in Spain. Do you know? Okay, another topic for another conference. We try to... Yes, of course. The Oficina C, thank you. The Oficina C and the National Library of the Congress of Chile has political experts, political advisors about different topics. They are non-political and they are technical parties, and made some research and evidence-based policy making to the legislators or the deputies who requires that service. Yes, you know. Entonces, so we try to incorporate that in my direction, but because I'm not political, but I am associate with some legislators which I work with. Didn't work. So they create, with my agreement, no, everything is fine. With my agreement, they create an office, which is the Office of Political Evidence, and it's like the Oficina C in Spain. This is the Congress of Spain, which is the same that I explained before, and also related with the job that do in the UK Parliament with the Post. You can Google it, or we can talk it later about that later. Well, and there are some ideas to create or to explore scientific translation mechanism, and to create some networks to collaborate and to exchange information, and also to share dreams and frustrations. Why not? Because working into a legislature also could be a little frustrating for some moments of your life. One of my ideas, or the ideas of the direction, is to create international protocols to connect the legislative work with academic research, develop policy brief, as I said before, like the Post, like Oficina C, our office, to make scientific evidence accessible to legislative commissions. It didn't work on demand. Like, if the legislature has a problem, they trust in our own advisors. No? They didn't trust in another office. But if there is a problem in the world, like a war, or like a news, you can make some reports on demand. Not on demand, sorry. You can make some reports and share to the legislators, and they are okay with that. So maybe that's the beginning of... I have discovered that 1 week ago, so maybe that's one of the main actions that I am going to when I arrive. The last week I was in a congress about science diplomacy in Montevideo, and we talk about this. And all of the Latin American people share some experiences and share the same points of the same situations, and we are not alone. I think it is very common in all the legislatures. Well, we did that a lot of time. We made the C40 in 2022, regional forums, digital democracy, side events in the legislature, and of course, positional subnational parliament as an international actor. And Well, this is, sorry, I I couldn't translate this, but this is my strategy planning when I assume like as a general director. It was for 2 years because the vice president changes every 2 years. So this is the stages. Like I prepare for the first vice president and then for another vice president, which is the 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first is like, well, what do you want? What do you think? What are your topic? What are your experience? What do you want of the legislature and what do you want about the international relations area? The 2, of course, is like the design of the work, the agenda together, of course. And the 3, very, 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 very important in Argentina, and I think here also, is the social timing. The social timing for an event, the social timing for an international event with, maybe we can talk about, I don't know, fake news. If you have a hurricane, you can talk about fake news. If you have a social, a big social problem, entonces I think that is very important. And the 4 is like, of course, the international projection and the network that you can build from that. And the reset approximately at 6 months since the beginning, and then you start over. Well, the organization chart is the structure of the Directorate General of International Relations. It's very common. We are 4 people. The exploration of potential parliamentary network. Those are one of the agreements that we have signed. And the transversalization of the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. We work very much with the United Nations in Argentina. They are academic events. We receive students, scholars, practitioners, and also professors from around the world. That was the C40. That was our participation about the climate change, just in case you don't know that. And we have, that's the moment, there are 9 minutes to my time. We have some newsletters. You can follow us on LinkedIn. And we have some institutional communication actions that they are legislative modernization also, because we have to reach the community by Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and all of this. TikTok also. I am TikTok also. I am TikToker also. Sorry. Yeah, but that's personal. Maybe later, maybe at lunch we can talk about my TikTok, which is about scholarships and opportunities around the world. Okay, and this is the last one. That's me. A truly modern parliament doesn't move faster, it listens better. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Teremos 5 minutos para as perguntas.
We have 5 minutes for questions.
Va a falar em português?
Bom dia a todos. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Ms. Ornella Flávia. My name is José Isso Silva. I was attentive. First, I'd like to congratulate you for organizing and bringing the female speaker for us to hear also the other side of the coin. First of all, you asked if here we had public hearing. We do have lots of public hearing, and in those public hearings, many times it becomes bills and law. So we're quite active in regards to this public hearing. Second, you said that to show the website for some courses, training courses that understood in different universities for this to happen. If I am mistaken, please correct me, please. And lastly, in regards to since your expertise is international relations, how do you see the relationship of your country with our country in terms also of democracy in both parties? Thank you. Congratulations for your lecture. Thank you. Vou responder em inglês. Você quer que eu...
I think I understand you. I don't know. Mejor inglés. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for your question. You asked me about the university. I can understand that the collaboration. That what you mean? Ah, okay.
Os cursos que a senhora falou.
Yes, thank you. The courses are from the legislature. You know, we have some agreements with the Austral University, with the CARI. It is a think tank in Buenos Aires. But the main courses are from the legislature, and they are made by the institute. And we are launching a course, my first course, about science diplomacy and parliamentary diplomacy. I think it would be finished this year. You can keep in touch and be one of the students. That's one of the questions. The other answer that you gave me about the public hearings. Thank you very much. We have also public hearings, but the engagement is really high, but does not translate into the final law. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we are going to hear you, but I don't know if I am going to put that into the law. Yes? In some occasions. No, not always. Thank you very much. Gracias. Muchas gracias. Obrigado. The last one. Okay. That's a political question, but I will answer with, I think democracies are in a weird time. It's like a weird time that our national governments has to decide what are they trying to do or what they really want to do. So I think that's more for our foreign affairs minister. But I think we have a lot of work to do there. And I think we don't value democracy until we lost it. I think that's very, very, very important. And the last reflection about your question is like when you are going to vote. In Argentina, we are going to vote. And not me, of course, but, I have to vote. No, come on, let's go. And they don't value, they can't see, they are promoting and they are using a right. We forget that. And I think also our politics, and I am not talking about nobody, but I am talking in general, they forgot that they are there because of the citizens. I think we have a lot to do. Thank you very much. Thank you.